JXYL, the sound for the eve of Christmas Eve. We hear you've been holding some pretty wild parties way up there under the mistletoe, Joe. What's the latest?
I'm not convinced, Frank. It's a little too choppy for mistletoe or a nice warm fireplace in this helicopter. I'm looking down the expressway, and it's not as bad as you might expect considering the last-minute rush, tomorrow being Christmas Eve. Northbound is heavy, all right, but moving right along in a steady way. Last-minute spenders, homeward bound, as they say. And southbound, I'd have to call it just plain empty. This traffic report, courtesy of Lang Motors, where a small step for man may mean a big step for his family. Now back to that guy who is more British than the British, the man you love to hate, the Englishman's Englishman, John Kingsley. Over to you, John.
Am I on the air now? Yeah?
The hot breath.
You know, I've been sitting here holding the line waiting for you, and the more I think about it, the madder I get. So we're talking now together. My name's Harry Slotsky, yeah?
Hello, Mr. Slotsky.
Yeah, hello, Mr. King. Hello. I just want to express my own little opinion.
I just want to communicate, just to share an opinion. What the heck? Hanging's too good for him. It's not much, but at least it's my opinion on the thing. You know, you got a policeman, he's got a job, same like you got a job, I got a job. He's supposed to watch out for you, for me, and for everything else. What happens to that policeman's family and everything else? Hanging for that guy is just too good. I mean,
we happen to have in the studio with us the man who passed down the sentence in this case, Mr. Justice Stephen McManus. Now, certain criticism has been leveled at the harshness of the sentence, Judge. Would you care to comment?
Well, the severity or otherwise of any sentence can be viewed only in one context. Does it fit the crime? In my humble opinion, and in this case, it does.
Now, there have been certain comments about Mackenzie's background.
That's his name, Christopher?
The militant student.
The kid.
Certain driving offenses.
Sure, parking tickets. Necking.
Drug involvement.
Listen.
Might have had some bearing on the case.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. If a bus driver or a clergyman had been found guilty, as this man was found guilty...
Or just found.
And in the same circumstances, the sentence would have been the same. The man was killed. The weapon used was a motor vehicle. The charge was death by criminal negligence. Verdict was guilty.
Does the fact that the man killed was a police officer make any difference?
None whatever. None whatever.
What is the next move?
Well, Mackenzie has been refused the right to appeal. The law has run its course.
What course?
Thank you, Judge McManus.
Who's that?
To end today's program on a slightly lighter legal note, I see that in today's court list, they have accused a lady not only of soliciting, but also jaywalking. Things have reached a pretty pass when a girl can't cross the street to ask for a light, don't you think? This is John Kingsley wishing you all a good day.
Mackenzie will die in jail.
Oh, yes.
No, leave him out. Can we afford some heat?
Charity rackets, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. I trust that you'll all listen and phone in with your views. Remember, after all, this is your program. Thank you. You're home free. Stephen, you're free.
I hope that was more or less what you wanted.
More or less.
Yes. Another day, another dollar, another wave of views.
John, there must be some outlet for opinion. Yeah.
You heard a man. No more recourse in law.
Law, dee-dong.
15 years.
Finito, 15 years. I mean, what do you tell your mother? You know? Don't forget the map, dear. George. Later you'll need it. Oh, I love all these arrangements. What do I want for Christmas? My own private judge.
Are you coming to the Aldini party?
Afraid so. Beginning of the Christmas rounds.
Ho, ho, ho time.
Johnny, I've told you a million times.
Now we have some.
Forget about the funny stories.
Well, Monday morning's good enough, as I just said.
Mr. Aldini,
Monday morning, that's all.
please talk to me.
Yeah? You can still get fired.
Oh, yes, please. If I do a bad job, then please do fire me.
Please, please, don't get flip with me.
Well, it still amazes me how you and Aldini have survived together all these years. Maybe you secretly like him.
There's nothing in my contract that says that I have to. He's got millions, you know. This is just one of his toys. And he has weird ideas about what money can buy. Sometimes he thinks it includes me. Stephen? Stephen, after you, Your Honor. To the woods.
Private cops, too. And doggies. They don't need Christmas trees. They grow their own. That's part of the package.
Wasp money.
God, they grow their own Christmas trees.
Can you come up with another line other than that one, do you suppose?
Which one is Kingsley's?
Oh, the car. Look over there. That English car.
Illegally parked against a fire hydrant.
I can give up smoking if I want to give up smoking because I don't inhale, so it's not an addiction or a habit. I don't have a habit of smoking. I do.
I love that car. With that voice, plus the accent. Can you imagine, George, the traffic inside that car? What's his name again? Bolton. Bolton. Okay. Keep the engine running, George. And don't forget your map, dear. Good luck. Luck sucks.
Yeah, sure. Merry Christmas.
I don't want him driving. Thank you. And you're my favorite cynical policeman. Let's go and arrest my husband.
Black lady.
For drunken driving.
You're talking about me?
You need to watch it.
John?
John, if you're playing mixed doubles here, we thought we'd come along and even up the score.
Even it up.
Excuse me, you said what would you do, even up the score?
Up with my wife, Nina. Sorry, sir. I'm afraid you can't do that.
You're drunk.
You're rich.
You're beautiful. Christopher.
Oh. Is he?
He's just excited about Christmas.
Later. I hear the gentle voices calling good old Joe.
Kingsley's wife leaves first.
Yes, sir. Mazel tov. Hey there. It's your turn, babe.
I know. I know. Well, here goes.
See you around. Good luck.
screaming, don't do it. Because we got the old lady and the kid in the bedroom. Okay?
I'm afraid I must go soon. Ferry over and dinner with the Attorney General.
Well, let me fly you over. I got 3 planes in the strip.
Fly after that?
Not me, my pilot. He's sober. One of the things I pay him for. Oh, here, have another drink anyway.
Well,
How's the larceny business? Anything I should know about, Frank?
The usual, John. Too many robbers, not enough cops.
Hey, Happy New Year's resolution.
Oh, Mr. Bolton, I just had a message from the judge. He left some papers in a briefcase that he needs. He wants to know if he wants to go and get it.
here we go.
You'll squawk when I break the speed.
Yeah, well, he said he knows that you're pressed, but no, that's Christmas, and anyway, he'll be waiting for you. Judge, I was just coming to see you. Why would you come this way? Your driver, he's had a bad fault with the steering, and he's had to go down to the nearest garage that was open.
I have a ferry to catch.
Yeah, I know that, Judge, but well, he said that maybe I could run you down, and he said he'd be ready by the time that we arrive. Anyway, well, they don't really need me.
That's very kind of you, young man. I appreciate it.
Fix the door outside. I don't know if it looks like it's really quite beautiful. Anyway, it won't take long to take it.
Finding his way home. It's all right with me. There you are. Yeah. Hello.
If you're a Christmas present, you should be gift wrapped.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm cold.
What makes you cold?
I went to a party just a ways down the road, and I stayed too long. 20 minutes. They were very friendly.
What?
Awfully.
Very?
Oh, very.
Very, very? Oh. Can I help at all in any way?
I was thinking, in terms of a cognac.
Oh, cognac.
Nice, warm, uncomplicated cognac.
I think I can help. You think so? Let's see. Now, that's the key. I can help a lot.
So, this is where it all happens.
The sauce.
You talk, they listen, they talk back, and opinion becomes neat and tidy reformed.
You must have been reading my publicity material.
You're a character, Mr. Kingsley.
I try.
I've been wondering about your material. Do you write it yourself?
As a matter of...
I just make it up as I go along, as a matter of fact. What?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
What'd you say?
Nothing. I write a bit.
Do you?
A bit.
What do you write?
Secret. Short stories. Unpublished.
Oh. As yet.
But you shouldn't worry. If you appear in one of them, I promise to disguise you well.
As what?
I don't know. parish priest. No, war hero? Somebody on a bus.
What kind of cognac would you like? Remy?
Like that, too. My name is Miller. And we're taking over this studio.
Are you? I heard it. In that event, there should be some sort of gun in evidence. Don't you think?
Oh, yes. Yes. And this place is soundproof.
I never did like that photo. It always made me look awkward, sincere.
He had a white jacket. Looked like a waiter. Said the judge needed some papers, so I went off to get the papers. There weren't any papers. So I came back, and one of the guys doing the catering told me that he saw this kid driving off with the judge. I had to have him down to the dock at 3 o'clock. That's it.
Right. Back to the New Year's resolution. I'm giving up. Well,
What's the judge giving up?
I don't know what he's giving up.
I'll give up chewing my fingernails or something.
Okay.
I chewed them right to the bone.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah, I know someone that chews their toenails.
Yeah,
Until
I
they
used to
bleed.
do that.
Until they bleed. There must be something that we can give up. I'm giving up dope, but I've been saying that for a long time.
Me too.
You're not giving up nothing?
No. Not gonna give up dope or booze or sex.
How is he down there?
Poor guy. Well, let's kick him and see if he's still alive.
No. Do you feel like singing songs? It's really good to sing when you're in the car. Anyway, I feel like singing
Well, let's
songs.
put the judge in the trunk and sing something.
Fall on your knees. You don't know that one?
No.
That's my favorite. I love it. So, anyway.
Happy New Year's.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you.
Just tell me how much and I will make a call. Please.
Okay.
How much? That's all.
Where'd you get that?
From Mexico, on our honeymoon.
First class on the way.
Okay, Pete. It's done.
Please. Don't let him break any more of our things.
He's never owned very much. Sometimes it bothers him.
Mr.
With some wild
all
tales,
right.
Mr. Kingsley has sent them.
It's all right.
I'm so sorry I let them in, but really,
It's all right,
Oh,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Ferguson, it's all right.
Oh, I'm so... Thank
Look, what do you want?
I want to get a guy out of jail. A friend of ours, you might say. Yeah, it's a friend of ours.
But when you go on the air tomorrow morning, they'll listen.
Oh, yes, they'll be listening to me then. Your dialogue at the end of this program says, this is your program. Well, I am taking you up on that, Mr. Kingsley. Tomorrow morning, this program's going to be mine.
Yes, You're not a sort of moral crusader, are you? You don't look the type.
I'm not. I teach history, law, how it changes, which it does. Faster and faster all the time. Veering now and then, of course. If he troubles you in any way, simply place it against his teeth and for accuracy apply only gentle pressure. You must squeeze, you see, but not pull on the trigger.
Tequila Gold. Well, couldn't have to be Tequila Gold. Mexican Sunshine.
Okay. Yeah.
It's mother's milk to me. Nothing else here, anyhow. What this country needs is a good 10-cent joint. I'm Spanish, you know.
No.
Well, American Spanish.
Why not do that again?
Spanish American. American Spanish.
It's all right.
Spanish American. Well, American.
Good. Okay.
Did you know that Spain used to own a part of America before they sold it to the lousy British? So you see, you're not the only one with ancestry.
No. That's enough for now.
Kid doesn't talk much.
Dad, they say we'll be all right if you do what somebody called Miller tells you to do.
All right. My name is Lucas Miller, and I intend to hold a public retrial of a man who was wrongly convicted. You may or may not sympathize with the situation, but I think that you may perhaps be convinced by it in the end. All right. Now. Mr. Gillespie, do not upset the balance by attempting contact through your negotiating people. This issue is not negotiable. A couple of things should be made clear. Oh, yes, Mr. Sutton, your daughter, Mrs. Kingsley, and grandson Christopher Kingsley are being held, of course, in the Kingsley's apartment to make sure that this happens. Oh, yes, and you will know by now, of course you'll know by now, that we also have Judge Stephen McManus. Now, you will be hearing from Judge McManus on the air
Locations are sewn up
by phone tomorrow.
I want full riot equipment. All
I would recommend prudence. Thirdly, your private Kingsley penthouse over here, Mr. Aldini, it has now been taken over together with your well-known John Kingsley and facilities. Of course, this private broadcast facility of his, as the saying goes, this is your program. In the interim, I should, let me see. Forgive me. Let me see now. I think it's covered, you know. We're not violent. We're dealing in words. We're dealing in evidence. We're not dealing in all we really ask is your cooperation. All right, I think that's clear. And I myself will be on with further instructions later.
Okay.
You can deal with it, Dad. Just relax. One of the men wants to talk to you.
If you want to visit us, no arithmetic, no chemistry for now. You'd only leave behind a big hole. In layman's terms, it's equal to 22 pounds of gelignite. It's a reasonably good job, so if anybody tries to come up the service stairs right now, it turns this place into a bomb 34 stories high. And, I've rewired the Kingsley's private elevator.
What about my daughter?
If anybody pokes at it, it'll drop on his head.
Risk it, Mr.
Not cheap. I don't come cheap. You can't just flag me down like a taxi.
20 pounds of gelignite?
Now, the building's 34 stories high.
The fellow that did that is
a
named
case of C4
Gibson.
should blow her away. I don't know. For sure she'll be lying on her side, 34 stories long. Which direction she'll be lying in? Only I know. But you got 4 sides. Now, let's see. If you come through a wall or ceiling, I should explain to you about the diazodinitrophenol, the tetracine, the potassium and Vaseline, and of course the lead is hanging around here somewhere else. But the first thing you'll probably find is 5 feet of household thread against a couple of 100 grams of mercury fulminate. Now that's very touchy. As you know, if you release the pressure, it goes. Which means if you cut or you pull, either way, you go. It's pretty foolproof. It's my job. We let the housekeeper go so she could let you know how good it is.
Doesn't talk. Not too bright, eh?
He goes to a special school, if that's what you mean.
He goes to a special school. Like the Indians. It's embarrassing, I guess. You with all that money and family. I tell you what I'll do. I'll do you a favor. I'll take the kid out on the roof and drop him 31 floors on his head for you.
Frank, you'd have to kill me first.
Why do you think that would be so hard? I could do that if I wanted to. Want to.
Pete.
Are you gonna dump on me, Harry? You?
That's right.
All right. What if I want to drop the kid on his head? Oh, come on, you tell me. Okay, genius. But I'll catch you later. I never thought I'd see the day when you dump on me, Harry. And all because of some stupid backward kid.
Pete? This is it. Let me tell you about it. I'll keep it simple. It's like this. I'm fat. I'm going bald. Christopher, have you read The Wind in the Willows?
You can't read. It's a learning problem.
It was summer on the river, and the sun was shining, and Mole came out and lay on his back and waved his legs in the air and thought, ho hum. It's good to be alive and on the river. I think I'll go and talk to Ratty and Toad. Do you know what a mole is? An animal that lives underground. So when he comes out, Moley can hardly see at all. But Mr. Toad's the one with the glasses, because he has a great big old car, you know? Makes a lot of noise. When he drives in that car, he always wears his big, expensive fur coat wrapped up around his neck. Because, you know, in those days, cars didn't have roofs. So Mr. Toad, who didn't like to be cold and didn't like to be wet, he was always snuggled up inside his fur, hidden down behind
Never tonight. Can't be done. 4 foot of ice, very heavy wind. 40 miles. There's no big landing here tonight. But get my foot off your knobs, perchance. Easy does it. Merry Christmas.
Fred, all right. I want that federal squad. I want them here now. I want them on the way right now, Fred. Hammond's people say that they're nonviolent. They don't know how fragile an old man's skull is, and that makes them the worst. God, spare me from amateurs. For don't understand about violence.
The situation is grave. 10,000 blankets, food, and temporary accommodations are required for the people made homeless by the emergency. However, Chief of Police Grant Gillespie has so far declined comment. John Kingsley of station JXYL this afternoon was taken hostage in his private studio penthouse.
Save your breath.
It is known the disappearance of Supreme Court Judge Stephen McManus is thought to be
It's gonna
connected.
get cold, Judge.
The judge was last seen leaving the home of JXYL President Stanley Aldini. Meanwhile, downtown, an area of 6 blocks in every direction of Mr. Kingsley's home has been evacuated, including a section of small domestic dwellings. Should Kingsley's program go ahead as usual, we'll carry it live, even though it's from a rival station. Sources close to the Aldini organization deny that the program will be on the air as usual, in spite of the terrorist action. But we'll carry it live, should the broadcast go ahead, even though it's from a rival station.
I know you.
I know you. I know you. Here. That's why I'm in no danger of being at a loss for words. Oh, yes, you should have quite an audience tomorrow morning. What are they doing?
Oh, settling in, getting comfortable. Hi. Hello there. Well, sure.
Is that the good news?
Oh, yes, Mr. Kingsley. I must say, sir, you have got it made, haven't you? As they say.
More or less. Yes.
Do you know how much a university lecturer earns?
I would say about 1/10 of what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For being glib.
And for marrying the right people.
Ah, yeah.
And for marrying into the right family.
Oh, yes. Forgot that. The right connections, the right names, memberships in the right places.
That's the game that I play, you see. That's what they buy tickets for. Who buys tickets for you, Professor? Who buys tickets for you, Professor? And why?
Just the people I teach.
And why?
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 For their futures. This is the research on me that you were waiting for. Born small town, rural 23 at 101, clergyman's son, Irish stock.
Irish stock.
Immigrants. father. Conscientious objector during war, banned from his living by congregation. Miller.
Conscientious objector? He was not of a violent nature then, I assume.
No, Mr. Kingsley, he was a very gentleman.
A gentle man.
Miller. Yes, sir. Brilliant. At his job. Published 2 standard works. Retired in education after activist period 10 or 12 years ago. Full-time academic. Since then, social life non-existent with the rest of faculty.
What happened to your social life, Mr. Miller? It appears that something has happened to my social life.
Well liked and respected by students. No dirt, amigo, whistle clean. He must live in a plastic bag. Love, Annie. P.S. We'll keep digging. Good luck.
That's the best character reference I've heard since the last one of the Pope.
And I like knowing law and teaching how it came to this land. I don't like how it's changing. We're destroying this land. Our resources are being gutted for foreign... Did you ever see that first ever photograph of the Earth from the moon?
Yes, I saw it. I saw the orb, from the moon, the shot from the moon, of the Earth.
Yes,
the blue
white.
Blue and white.
And white.
The
and
good
round.
Earth.
The fine Earth.
Yes, I did. I saw it.
I'm tired of teaching history. I prefer to shape some small part of it myself.
Which little particular piece would you pick for yourself?
Go to the cabin, Harriet. Right. Right. Yes. Yes, we're going on the air. Who? Who? Oh, yes, of course. I don't know. Talk to our salespeople. They're selling airtime is their department. Thank you. All right. Don't go. But keep the door shut.
Would you like to go to sleep? Tired? I'm tired. I'd like to go to sleep. Lord, wish I could sing myself to sleep. Home? 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 Home on the range. Where the deer and the antelope play. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy or gray. Bye.
Please do get some sleep, Mr. Kingsley.
Love some sleep.
Because you really will have to be good tomorrow.
I'll do my best.
Sleep, sir, please. Maybe you'll be good tonight.
I'm disappointed. I've heard so much about this room back here.
Have you already? What have you heard? Is it good?
It depends on how you look at it.
Unfortunately. No, thank you.
What's the matter, Mr. Kingsley? Too young? Too old? Or are you too jaded? Have you had it all?
Fine. No. No. No.
Sleep, Mr. Kings. It's my chef. Sleep. Sleep. Sleep.
Going to sleep yourself?
Night, Mr. Kingsley. Will you try? Will you?
Good night.
They say that when the railroad was built by hard men across the 3,000 miles of this country, there were only 3 murders. The culprits were found, tried in a court, and legally hanged. This country has no real history of romantic Wyatt Earps or Billy the Kid. It's a rule of law.
You are aware, of course, that I could have taken that thing from you or the young lady a couple of times?
To do what with?
Exactly.
Precisely. Lose a wife, child, good friend. But Manus,
Don't flaunt it. You don't need it.
one never knows. You should be wary of the young lady. You humiliated her.
Are you and she very close? Well, of course, I was you're too particular in your tastes, are you not? Why, of course not. You're too dedicated, aren't you?
None of your business.
Using the vernacular, you know, the guy that ran over what's with these two, what's with this guy here, the guy that ran over the cop and killed him, huh?
Mackenzie's one of us.
One of what? What's that?
Somebody who cares.
Maybe the cop cared.
He's gone.
Maybe I care.
Who cares? God.
Rest.
Ye
Ready?
gentlemen, let
nothing
nothing you dismay.
Oh.
Remember Christ the Savior, born on Christmas Day,
to
save us all from Satan's woes, for
we have gone astray. Tidy.
for tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy, comfort and joy,
Comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Mm-hmm. Let
nothing you dismay. Remember Christ the Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's woes, for
we have gone astray.
anybody tries to come up. Repeat, please. Just because he said up, not down. Repeat, please. If anybody tries to come up. If anybody tries to come up. If anybody tries to come up. Okay, we're putting a lot of faith in that word down. Repeat, please. If anybody tries to come up. Okay, here goes. Down, just because he said up. If anybody tries to come up.
Mr. Gibson, would you like a cup of coffee? And would you mind if I just went up to my room just to freshen up? Thank you. If Christopher awakens, please call.
Morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my dear?
You're looking very fresh.
Do I indeed? You hardly believe it.
Anyone would think you were on television.
Good there. Look at my eyes. Blue, but jaded. But we have to keep up appearances. The actor's prerogative. Mustn't give in, you know. Actor's vanity. Must keep the show going. How are you today, sir?
Prepared.
Good for you.
Today's event's live and exclusive first on JXYL. You boners today here, yes you?
Yes, you. Phone John Kingsley. Phone him. All of you. He cares. So start dialing now. Escape to the private, personal world of an order bath. And let an order bath strangely turn your ordinary bath or shower into a relaxing, refreshing, revitalizing experience. An order bath.
JXYL coming up with the events of this day just as they happen. Phone John Kingsley.
Open. Kingsley, Aldini here. Gillespie is talking you to let you on the air. Don't get flipped. Don't get smart. Don't get clever. Do you hear me?
Oh, yes, indeed, I do hear you, Mr. Aldini. I have made a very good living for myself and a very good living for you out of my strange accent and my wits. But believe me, sir, the shotgun is pointed at my belly and my wife and child in a room adjacent to 20 pounds of gelignite. So would you be kind enough, sir, to clear the air? Go. A book of quotes, as they say. And we're going to have 4 dead bodies.
JXYL stands for the eve of Christmas.
JXYL coming up with the events of this day just as they happen.
We don't block your calls. You hear it the way you say it.
JXYL sounds for the eve of Christmas.
There is no 10-second delay for censorship on the Kingsley Show.
JXYL about to come up with the events of this day just as they happen.
Time. Interesting. All set, Charlie? Good for you. I'm sorry, Charlie. Good morning. How are you? Good. Count down, sir. 30 seconds. Stand by.
This annual community service, our open-air, citywide broadcast of Christmas music, is preempted by demand to bring you events at JXYL.
And remember, it's Christmas Eve.
JXYL, which keeps you posted on the events of the day as they happen, as well as the spirit of Christmas and the events of the day that are about to happen, and we assume 14 or so seconds from now. A lot of good ways to use long distance these days. At a time like this, many people are using long distance to keep their business communications moving smoothly. This is why you might occasionally run into a busy signal. This message on behalf of your local telephone people.
The march of time, Mr. Miller. In the head to the march of time. Dee-da-da-dee-da-dee-dee. Coming down to it now, Mr. Miller. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is station JXYL, and this is the John Kingsley Gossip Shop. You will have read your newspapers, watched your television, so that you'll be aware of what is happening. I'm almost tempted to use as a text for the sermon today a line I remember from school by a poet called John Donne. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men. I happen to have with me in the studio today a desperate man. He has a sawed-off shotgun and a grievance. He's about to ventilate the grievance and possibly thereafter me. I give you most willingly Mr. Lucas Miller, lecturer in history and most anxious to make a small dent in that history for himself. Mr. Miller, it's all yours.
Mr. Kingsley's incorrect about the grievance. Now, I'm here because of a miscarriage of justice. The fact is that you will know that a young man named Mackenzie will receive 15 years in prison
you'll
for
find it's more effective
causing
if
the...
you're on mic. And you don't have to shout, sir. You'll get your message through much easier if you don't shout. And air your grievance.
A young man named Mackenzie received 15 years for causing the death by criminal negligence of a policeman.
Little sir.
I object.
Down the voice.
To both sentence and conviction. Now,
Down the voice.
first the sentence.
Down the voice, Mr. Miller. I think you'll find it's more effective. In fact. Take your time. Make your points, Mr. Miller, clearly so that people can understand what you're saying. What's the first point?
I appreciate that.
Why?
Thank you. True. Mackenzie killed a man with a motor vehicle. Unfortunately, this happens all too often in our city. But let me read you the sentences which were handed out for the last 8 cases where men were found guilty of this. These were... Now, these sentences were... These were... Whereas these sentences for this exact same and particular situation, these sentences were as follows: 2 years imprisonment, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, and, ladies and gentlemen, 2 suspended sentences. Mackenzie got 15 years. That sentence was passed on him by Judge Stephen McManus, whom I expect fully will be a contributor to this program a little later on. Now, my case is that Mackenzie was unjustly sentenced. He was sentenced for who he was, for acts of militancy and so-called sedition against which I personally defended him and failed 10 years ago
Apart from that now, the conviction. Mackenzie killed a policeman. My contention is that because of this, his colleagues, the dead man's colleagues on the force, went to criminal lengths to ensure that Mackenzie would be found guilty. My evidence that he was wrongly convicted consists of sworn testimony from independent sources. My case is not only that Mackenzie was unjustly convicted, that would be self-evident. The greater conviction here, the more terrible indictment concerns us all, which is that we have become victims of a system perfected once to protect us. If I am not for me, then who will
We
be?
go over live now to JXYL.
But if I am only for me, then what am I? Maybe you've heard it all before. I'm sure John Kingsley has. But the plain fact is,
Mackenzie's history was that of an outsider. The dead man wore a uniform. It's now up to us all. It always has been, don't you see? 12 of you will speak. For the rest, the question will be simple. Yes or no, guilty or not guilty. I request that when the question will be asked and you answer, those 12 of you speak only your verdict. And to have any essence in law, this verdict will have to be or become unanimous. Item 1, the car driven by Mackenzie was alleged to have been stolen. This is
Mr.
incorrect.
Gibson?
I have
Do you really
traced
think you're going to get away with it?
presented to him. Item 2, policeman killed was on duty. While either under the influence of drink or drugs or both, this was not revealed at the trial. Item
3. The car's mechanical condition was reported as defective. If this is so, the defects were induced deliberately in a police
garage to strengthen the police case. I have here an independent garage report on the car 2 days prior to the incident. Item 4. Mackenzie was alleged to be in possession of soft drugs. Well, I can prove no. I can surmise that this was planted and produce evidence, witnesses to the effect that Mackenzie had never used drugs. In summary, one man has been used as a scapegoat because the system can no longer process its facts.
Is that it?
What?
Now, let's have a short break for a commercial, ladies and gentlemen.
A classic suit of the 80s with a focus on slimness with
We have two stations in and on the line, sir. It's Seattle, Mr. Aldini. And Washington now.
Miller's starting. I want to check all of it. Get everybody. Yeah, we'll get on. Get everybody on. Yeah, we'll get on. I want to crack checks.
Wherever you drive, log into Gainey today only at the House of Sound with savings of up to $230. Plus,
The thing back on. There's no room for commercials. We've got no time in this.
Oh, you've got no time, have you, Mr. Miller? You know, this is the way that I earn.
There's no time here for commercials. Thing back on here.
That is my program. There's plenty of time for it, sir. That's what pays my wages, sir. They pay and I deliver. Don't get het up. Just a few seconds.
downtown service. Happy Christmas from the Flower Mart, 3rd and Anderson, just past the...
Only ever knew him for one day. Mm-hmm. Yep.
For you to make comment. But meanwhile, I crave your indulgence. If you'd be kind enough to leave all the lines clear until we've discovered the whereabouts of Judge McManus. He has been abducted, held hostage. He is not a young man. I wish to hear not only his views, but also to give the police a chance to trace his whereabouts. Would you be so kind? There's a call coming through. Yes? Hello. Come in, Judge McManus.
I want to pray for all of you. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. But I say unto you, pray for them. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us
He calls
from
in
evil.
twice a week, and he's
For
always
thine is the
polite.
kingdom, the power.
He says
and
the prayers
glory
are well meant and
forever
he needs them.
and ever.
He keeps
Amen.
asking her to pray for Aldini as well.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Thank you very much indeed, ma'am. Your prayers are very
Blessed
much
are the
needed.
meek.
We do need your
Blessed are
prayers.
the poor.
We all need them. Please keep saying that.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
And we speak often, do we not?
Thy kingdom
We'll be
come,
talking later,
thy
as you
will
know.
be
We're
done.
regular customers.
Oh, yes, yes.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
God bless you all, on earth as it is in heaven.
If you'd be so kind
Give
now.
us this day our
Dear
daily
lady, is to
bread,
clear the line.
and forgive us, thank you, Mr. Kingsley, our trespasses.
Hello, Judge.
Look, Mr. Kingsley, 20 years I come here. Work hard, pay the tax, every taxes, no complaint. Live good. People don't know what's here. People don't even live here, they don't know what they have. No professor, advice guys, in trouble. No let you take it. No let them do it.
Ready for that?
Okay. I know one thing. You need help there, Mr. Kingsley. We come right on. We come, plenty of us. You can be sure of that. I promise you. A lot of us.
Thank you very much for your concern, sir. You see, the man that I have with me desires just one thing. He desires... Are you aware, sir, that the man that I have with me wants just one thing? Mobs, disorder, unrest. Anything he can create. The best thing that you could do is stay exactly where you are. And please let the police handle it. Otherwise, you're playing it according to his rules.
You heard him, didn't you? Play any rules, so long as they're his. Well, I would like to hear the voices, please. For me or against me, please. I want to hear them. Pro or con, please. For or against,
Now,
please.
In this slight outburst of Mr. Miller's...
You got a line?
Just to find out some basic problem in this call coming through, in fact.
Hold the line. Hold the line.
Do you think that it was a frame-up for
Hold the line. Hold the line.
Do you? No?
Still waiting for you.
Yes, Justice McManus, officer of the High Court, charged with administering the laws of this democracy. I have been asked to comment on allegations made by someone unqualified in law on a case already subjected to trial by judge and jury. I cannot and will not comment. There is not, and there can never be, any relation between justice and I will not treat with bandits. And this type of coercion, on the case of which they speak, due process of law has taken place. This process has existed since Magna Carta. It's fallible, but it has resisted time and tyrants far more powerful than these misguided and anarchist children. The law enables me to look at new evidence and to consider relevant facts, but I will only do so in a court of law. And never, I repeat, never, under circumstances of duress. I state, therefore, Mr. Miller, that you must observe certain conditions. These,
Hello, must be a faulty line not coming through. Judge? Hello? Hello? You're not coming through. Stephen? Judge?
fine. Hello? Stephen? Hello, come in. George dead. What's happened to you, Bill? He's dead. What's happened to you? He's dead.
Brennan, I want a paper. Now, you listen to me. They've got my daughter and my grandson. Now, I want you to let me talk to the chief prosecutor, the attorney general, if necessary. I want a categorical promise that they'll reopen the case, a pardon, a retrial, whatever. Listen, I want you to let me tell Miller that I will provide the best legal defense for him in this country that money can buy. Do you hear me? You hear me?
Henry, you can't buy this one. I'm sorry.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Just promise to reopen the case. That's all I am asking of you.
And then chisel on it.
No.
Henry, I wouldn't do that even if it were just me listening. There's a million people
I
out
don't
there,
care,
Henry.
I
Some
don't
of them
care.
are going to want to do something,
Grant,
too.
you listen to me. You're my
Henry, be
friend.
reasonable.
Grant.
I know how you
Grant.
feel, Henry. My orders are clear. No deal.
I'm afraid
I agree with that. Ah, God damn it, Henry. Where would we be if every time some punk grabs a hostage, we cave in?
I'm afraid I...
What was I gonna say?
I'm afraid that
It's not.
I would.
That's why the lady is a tramp.
I'll kill you.
Please stand in line behind Mr. Aldini, my father-in-law, and various assorted husbands.
Now, Mr. Kingsley. Oh, okay. Mr. Kingsley.
I wish you would try to understand me. I can kill you. I'll kill you.
Let me give you the latest on Mr. Miller. He's just come up from a round, nearly a full count, and he's back into another round. But during his absence, his second dubious lady has nobly held the fort with a shotgun. Right at the back of my mind. Get her off, will you, please? There's a call coming through. Call her off, would you, please?
Mrs. Gillespie, I'm charging you, Lucas Miller, Person or persons unknown with conspiracy to murder Judge McManus. You, person or persons unknown, being advised to give yourselves up peacefully.
No thanks. Nothing has really happened. An old gentleman died, probably of a heart attack. I'm still here. This court's still open.
We're investigating everything you've said. For you and for the public, the full facts will be reported in. The car was on forged papers. It was stolen in Michigan. We've interviewed the student. He's admitted he knew the papers were forged. The technicality, Mackenzie knew it too.
Technicality, the man who forged the papers is the guilty one. Technicality.
We're investigating everything you've said.
Soft Harry, and I'll charge through that service
We're calling
door.
you from a very long distance.
Blow the top
We,
off
the
all of
Organization
us.
of Silent Majorities, the Committee for
So
Freedom
help
of
me.
Speech, Press, and Broadcast, want to say that yours, like ours, is a crusade for that great majority never heard. Hang in there, Mr. Miller. Extremists of the middle must unite. Like the French gave us, liberté, égalité, fraternité. We say to you, Brother Miller, lancez les cailloux. I'll spell that last word. C-A-I-L-L-O-U-S. And
The
become...
plural of caillou takes an X, one of the 7 nouns in French that does bijou, caillou, chou, genou, ibu, joujou, pou. Pou. There. Clear the line, please. If you wish to have a little publicity for a political party, please buy yourself a commercial spot.
This is Lucas Miller again. I would like to make it plain, our genuine sorrow about the death of Judge McManus. It certainly wasn't our intention. It, of course, wasn't our fault. And I do think that circumstances will reveal that the good judge died of a heart attack.
As the Beatles rightly said, with a little help from my friends. We have a call. Hello? Who is it? Yes? Thank you. So nice. Delighted to hear from you. Thank you.
This is Lucas Miller again. I'd like to now give some instructions to the dedicated people who are helping me with this enterprise. The people with the judge. Listen to me. I don't want you to get sentimental. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody will know. Let me do the bargaining, but just clear up now, right now, and fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're absolutely swamped with calls. Please don't hang up, don't go away, we'll be in touch. And those of you in the festive spirit can please listen to a few words from a number of our sponsors who will advise you about dealing with the desperation of last-minute Christmas shopping.
Drop the choppers on it, own the place, and I want the judge found. Now, blocking off all the roads leading from the island. You're looking for 2 or 3 men, probably a stolen car. They'll head for Highway 3.
Stations in on the harbor. It's a pickup, Mr. Aldini.
Take
Seattle,
this.
Washington, Mr. Aldini, sir. They want a network line.
The border stations joining in. That's a full network preempt now, sir. Here comes the company.
Stellar production of Christmas Carol, starring that great Shakespearean actor, Sir Ryan Swinley, as Scrooge.
You know, sir, I don't think I can continue with the show. All out of gin.
You know, Mr. Kingsley, I'm not sure about you. Is it just a front?
I think I'm dissipated, don't you?
Is it all put on?
Matter of fact, I am. Been dissipated for quite a few years. Very. Very dissipated. What I've been. many forms of dissipation, Professor. Cross. Put on. It's always put on.
You know that the young lady would kill you?
That's one form of death, sir. I've had one myself. So we all have. Oh, my name is McNamara. I'm the failure of the band. A pleasure to old Ireland. As McNamara's band. I remember. The house where I was born. I remember when the sun came peeping in at morn. I remember carrying a spear back of the stage. Theatrical show, Shakespearean, and the leading man is out front. I felt I could have done much better. I always wanted to be in his position at the front instead of the back. I never got the chance, you see. The chance! So that listening to the leading man, garbling the lines of Shakespeare, and out front, in front of you, in front of the audience, and I should have done it, sir. Out front, on a stage, garbling and spouting lines. But it never came my way, you see. I never got the part. You know, that's a little kind of death, don't you think so? One has to be amused by something. Excuse me, Spirit. Small sort of death. That is one reason, sir, that I am not afraid of you, because I have been there before. I didn't sit in the corner of a classroom complaining that the system was wrong and used a bunch of misfits to play God by proxy. Well, it's all. We're on. Hello. Come in, please.
Hello? Hello? This is Mrs. Kelly.
Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm the wife of the policeman who got killed. You know that professor? He said that my husband was drunk, or he'd been on drugs and he was staggering. Well, Mr. Kingsley, I want to tell you, and you can check this with the police doctor. My husband was on drugs, but they were only given him for his asthma. And he could not take a drink if he was on them. Now, you can ask anyone you like. Ask the Rileys. They live next door to us. Joe did not even take a can of beer in 10 years.
Isn't that a shame?
But he was staggering.
An asthmatic policeman, all the crime.
If he was coming out of the, somewhere warm maybe, like a coffee shop, out into the cold, he would have to stand still for a moment, just to get his breath. But you know that young man could have missed him. And, you know, maybe that's what he was doing. Just standing still, getting his breath when he got run over. But Mr. Kingsley, he would not be standing in the middle of the road. He would be standing by the curb, and that young man could have missed him. Ask anyone you like. The Rileys will tell you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mrs. Kelly. Thank you, sir.
Columbia.
I believe.
So did I. Be taking up a collection next. Where I get some ice for this 80-proof Mexican sunshine.
Where it's normally kept, in the refrigerator.
Refrigerator, yes. What 5 syllables?
You and the boy to lock yourselves in the middle bathroom. That's the safest. Even if the building blows. Quickly. Quickly. Quickly.
Having abducted a judge. He's already died, man. I don't know if that's first-degree manslaughter or worse. You've gotten yourself very far in to prove a point. Our listening population lacks the enlightenment of yourself, probably, and surprisingly enough, even myself. And start dancing, my friend. Dance, man. Dance for your life. They're not hearing you, man. The fact that injustice occurs, I don't need you to tell me that. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, man. And I'm doing it and playing the game. I've joined the game, and you haven't. I don't know, man. You're holding the gun.
And we have a call.
Mr. Miller, this is Harry Gibson.
Yes? Yes? What? Yes?
I've had it. Mr. Miller, I'm out. If the police are listening, Kingsley's place is clean. They can come up anytime they want. It'll still be dangerous. Herrera's drunk.
This is Officer Stanley, Mr. Kingsley. Your wife and the boy are okay. Repeat, your wife and the boy are okay. Over.
Score seems to be changing, Mr. Miller. One hostage dead, 2 hostages free. You still wish to play the game, sir?
Oh, yes. You are the only card I got left, but I will play it.
Good for you, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned to the card game on JXYL. This is John Kingsley, your homely joker.
This is Gillespie. One of the men responsible for abducting Judge Stephen McManus has just been picked up. He was trying to crash a police roadblock on Highway 3. He's dead. The whereabouts of Judge McManus's body have not as yet been ascertained.
They knew what they were doing. It was their choice.
Oh, yes, indeed. After you organized it, of course, and then, of course, they paid, didn't they? Oh, what a cowardly man is he who lets his henchmen pay the fee.
Where's that from?
Came directly out of my own head, sir.
Your head?
More than 6 hours of shopping time left. But I just want to ask those of you who listen right now, just
Are you all right, darling? Sit down. Sit down over here. Sit. Let me look at you. Are you all right? Now, Gillespie, you can move in on that studio now.
Not without risking Kingsley's neck, we can't.
We can take that chance.
Fred, just make sure that he sees you. Everything's happening at the studio now.
Yes, sir. Elizabeth, please sit down. He never was. Elizabeth, you made it. He's not good enough for you. He never was. He never will.
Now, look, I want lots of men where Miller can see them. Right. Just make sure that he sees them.
Do you think your child
for him. What?
We take the show off the air if you like. Did it help? Set it out.
I don't know. Ask Kingsley. There.
Kingsley?
Oh, Mr. Aldini, I'm so surprised at you. I would have imagined
Twice the sales force and...
that you'd have been out selling extra air space with all three hands, sir.
Stop kidding around. Now look, if it helps, we'll take the show off the air now.
Very kind thought, boss. But I thank you, but I think I'd be better off if I stay on. If you don't mind. And do not go off.
It is much better.
You hear that?
Your wife's here. You want to talk to her?
In a moment. Later. Mr. Miller. Miller. Please, if you don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the air. The John Kingsley comic shop is with you again. Mr. Miller? What? Mr. Miller? Mr. Miller? I'd like to have your views on how do you feel about the proceedings as they stand at the moment?
They don't change anything. Except that now it really is between you and me.
It always has been, sir. There are people out there who are going to make their own decisions despite whatever we do, you see. In the end, of course, it hasn't changed. It's very strange, sir. They're going to make their own... We're irrelevant. Neither of us can win.
You won't. You won't win. I'll see to that.
Mustn't neglect my fans who are waiting out there for. Ladies and gentlemen, please consider your verdicts, if you'll be so kind. Please stand by for it. Thank you so much. One moment. I have a call. Yes?
Guilty.
One.
I don't see that it matters. I think you can carry on with it.
Another call.
Guilty.
Two.
And yet another call, sir. Another coming in.
Come and in. Yes.
Guilty.
Another one. Mr. Miller, what do you think, sir?
I would like to say
I think
that
that
I
is
am...
another call.
You're on the line.
Guilty, guilty, guilty.
Ah. Another. Yes.
We should be relating to each other. There should be more genuine relating in this. I mean, the issue is obviously not whether...
Yes.
Guilty.
Another. Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Guilty.
Another.
This is Gillespie. We have information that the story Mr. Miller tells, that Mr. Miller's information about police tampering with the manslaughter car is correct.
Stalling for time.
The officer responsible will be disciplined.
Yeah, we hope so.
Full facts will be reported in.
Isn't that one? Very noble concept.
And the investigation is proceeding.
We hope.
Count on it. Yeah. Yeah. For you and for the public.
We hope.
Count on it.
I will count on it.
Will you, sir? Mr. Miller. What do you think, sir? What do you think?
Another? Look, I won't give my name. I'll talk to Inspector Gillespie. But I was in the car.
Give your name right now, otherwise you're a phony.
Who is it, please? Speak, please.
Look, I won't give my name. And that's it.
Stalling for time.
Mr. Miller.
I'm not involved.
Give your name right now.
Look, I'm a student. I'm not involved. I don't want to get involved. I was there, and Mackenzie killed that policeman.
You're fake. Fake.
I was in the car behind.
Give your name. Give your name.
Well, thanks, Mr. Miller.
What do you think, Mr. Miller?
This is Gillespie. Full facts.
Another.
Not guilty.
Please, Mr. Miller, don't get excited. Another, please. And one more time. One more time, as they say.
I say guilty.
And other. And yet, another little tiny blinking light, sir.
My name is Mackenzie.
Really?
Robert Mackenzie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is apparently the Robert Mackenzie. What's this, sir? What do you have to say for yourself? Come in, Mr. Mackenzie. Speak, please.
Guilty. Satisfied?
Mr. Mackenzie.
Thank you. Sorry, man.
What do you think, Mr. Miller?
I would like to say that the risks we took were clearly great. I think that's apparent to everybody. I also would like to say that the people who lost their lives in this enterprise in time will be remembered for having given their all to a very just cause.
Where's my wife, please? I have to speak with my wife. Thanks, off. Charlie, put on number 8. Yes, you heard me from the top. Cue music. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask a special favor of you. 2 minutes of your time. Charlie, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like 2 minutes of privacy. A favor, if you don't mind, to speak for a couple of minutes with my wife. Sorry about the need for privacy, but as you know, an Englishman's idea of privacy is a railway carriage entirely to himself. For a million miles journey. Sorry for my request. On the other hand, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You'll have a musical background, so you won't miss anything, I promise you. If you'll be so kind, thanks so much. Where's my wife?
John, are you...
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you? There is... Excuse me, Charlie? Excuse me. Charlie? Charlie, up the music a little bit, please. I have certain things to say to you, but as always, I'm not able to say them in the way that I should. But on the other hand, since I'm a bit of a chat artist, as they say, perhaps I have to use other men's words. What if you remember Thomas Mendip? A long time. No, I'm not sure that you can. Maybe a bit. I beg your pardon? The soldier of fortune, Thomas Mendip, that you always said I could play. Well, you thought that I would be quite good in the part.
I still do.
Well, there's just a little thing that he said. I hope you remember it. Oh, it doesn't matter. No, I won't.
And I had to come and be the damnable exception.
Here we go, all right. You've done your worst. You, with a rainbow where your face is. You force me to tell you the disastrous truth. I, like a tomfool, love you. Mm-hmm. End of a good story. Kiss the boy goodnight. Problem here, sir.
No.
Be back. Why don't you take the gun from the young lady and find out?
Some of the votes aren't in yet. Some of the jury is still out, Mr. Kingsley.
Oh, yeah. There's one vote that isn't in yet, sir. It's mine.
Mr. Kingsley? No.
Oh, yes. There's one of the jury, sir, that is still out.
No!
Awfully nice doing. But unfortunately, I feel that I must tear myself away from it all.
No! Get. No.
Yes, sir.
No!
Ladies and gentlemen, the sound you heard was Mr. Miller losing his head all over the walls in my studio. Thank you for your patience. Please tune in tomorrow. The subject for tomorrow's program, ladies and gentlemen, is government spending. Please phone in with your opinions. Always be nice to hear from you, because do remember, this is your program. Thank you. Weep over him, you must. He had belief. And perhaps belief is all we had left.
You know, I'll tell you something. I still don't like that Kingsley guy. His phony English accent, all the fuss, etc., etc., etc. Still makes me uncomfortable. People being born, comics are worth the price of the paper. Yep, he still gets my back up. You know what I mean?
Elizabeth? You all right?
Yes. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Where's Christopher?
He's fine now.
Let's talk to him.
The man told me about Molly. It was really neat. I didn't like the other man.